Okay guys, welcome back to part 3 and the final part of our Worm Farming 101 introduction. So, as I said guys, this matter is ready to go. It's nice and moist. Let me mix it around. Now I did wash my hands, but then I realised there wasn't really much point in doing that because I'm just going to dirty myself again. So, I'm not going to use my gloves because I don't want to ruin it, and honestly, I like getting my hands dirty. That's the whole fun of it. You can also obviously do this with your kids. It's great to teach your kids about farming and composting. So this is a great thing for an entire family to do together. You can have your kids get nice and dirty if you don't want to ruin your lovely nails or anything like that. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm basically mixing this through. Now it's absorbed pretty much all this water. There's a little bit of moisture content. I'll show you guys real quick. If you can see, let me see if you can see how much water is dripping out of that. So I want to mix it through, and there'll be lumps that you basically want to break down to make it easier for the worms, and also because you don't want that moisture just sitting there. So I'm going to mix it all the way through. You're going to hear squishy noises, but we're going to mix it all the way through, and we're going to break up all those clumps and make sure that that water is completely absorbed by all of this core peat fibre. Especially all the way down to the bottom, you'll find there'll be parts that haven't completely broken down with that water. So you definitely want to give it a good mix and stir around and make sure all that matter is broken down completely. Now, see if I can show you guys up close. So I'm going to wash my hands after this. So I'm going to drip it in. Again, got a bit of water. Now don't worry if there is a bit of water because you're going to rinse this all the way through. So you're going to get rid of any excess water from this matter that you don't really want. But I'll show you guys. So as you can see how easily it just crumbles. Let me see if I can show you up here. How easily it crumbles into almost like a dirt. It's just lovely. There you go. So you can see just what it looks like. This lovely, from that brick it's become this lovely almost soil mixture with all these little coconut husk fibres in between. So there you go. You can see that. It's making a nice mess, isn't it? Anyway, let's put that over there. Alright, so now we're going to get this and we're going to empty it into here. Now before I empty it completely, because I've got my cardboard lined, I don't have the cardboard lined completely as it's a circle shape. Now with the commercial worm farms that you can purchase, you can get the circular ones or you can of course get rectangular ones that usually stack up high, up to usually 4 tiers. Now this one's 3-tier worm farm, but you can get up to 4. I don't think you need it, but again, if you have if you've got a larger garden area that you need to cover, definitely get a 4-tier worm farm. This one just won't be big enough. I didn't need that one, so I got the smallest, well basically the smallest one. There are even mini ones that you can get if you live, let's say in an apartment and you've just got like a little outdoor area, or you've got a smaller garden and veggie patch. That's perfect for something like that. Like I said, these are great because they're so portable and easy to use, and they really require such little maintenance. All you have to do is make sure it's in the shaded area. So anyway, we're going to put some of this in, but I'm going to delicately put it in instead of just topping it all in there as I've seen people do. So you want to be careful to make sure you cover all the areas, especially when you've got that layered cardboard, unless of course you're completely covering the surface, the bottom of your surface with cardboard. Now because it's circular, I don't have it completely covered. When I bought the can of worms, it actually came with a perfectly sized round cutout of cardboard, which was a really good idea that I think that they implemented. So I think that was really cool. So I'm going to put this in real quick and I'll let you guys wait while I do that and watch me. I'll make sure I want to layer it exactly where I want it to go. And I also want to make sure that I break down any clumps that are in here. So I'm going to do that while you guys watch. Beautiful. Alright, now I love that this has a little bit of moisture. Now it is actually quite warm here today. It's about 26 degrees here in Melbourne, Australia. So all of this moisture that's in here, even though it does retain the moisture, whatever this is probably going to be broken down very quickly by the worms' added temperature when I've added them in here, and also the temperature around, because obviously this has a lot of decent ventilation. So don't worry, this is not If you see a couple of drops going down like that, that is not too moist. As long as you don't see it completely running and you'll see like a sump of water at the bottom, you don't want to add that into there. So make sure you just have it so it's sort of like, it's still moist in your hand like that. You get a few drops, but it still will crumble once you do that. You don't want it to be completely crumbly at the start because then it's too dry, and you don't want it to be completely soaked through where it doesn't spread at all and it just stays in clumps, that it's too moist. Now also with most worm farms, this one is not any different. You will have a line that indicates where to fill it up to, how much bedding you actually need, because that other layer will then come on top, and you want to make sure you don't have too much bedding in here that won't break down soon enough before you want to add the secondary layer or third layer or fourth layer, etc, etc. So this one we're going to keep for quite a while before we add that layer. So what you can do is you can top it up maybe ½ an inch more than the line says, because that matter will break down. As it breaks down, it'll actually decrease, which you'll have to add more bedding. So this is actually perfect what we've got here, which is pretty much one of these bricks that we've bought, as I said. Show you guys again. So I just want to see if it says on here. It doesn't say on here, but it does tell you how much it makes. So it says it makes up to 9 litres. So one of these bricks, like I've said, you can buy this at your local Bunnings. That's the perfect amount for a worm farm the size of this. So I'm going to get some more of this stuff. I'm going to just strain it out a bit. And we're going to spread it all around nicely. Now again, having some newspaper would be great to add in here, as it is quite a moist content. But like, we've also got that worm bedding that the worms will come in. Now most of the time, as I said, whether you order online or if you buy these in the store, the content that they will come with will be quite dry, and it will need that moisture to add up. So once I add that in there as well, it's going to be absolutely perfect for these worms. So I'm just going to grab the rest of this. And I'm going to leave just a tad to put in here a bit later on. So I'm going to check on them in a couple of hours. But I'm going to put just a little bit more of this stuff. I will use all of it, and I'm going to leave the rest of it to just really soak up that water. And then once my worms have settled in, because I don't want to put too much in here and have it be too drastically cold or anything like that, you want to make sure that they feel like they've migrated into the new living conditions. So I'm going to leave just a little bit, if you guys can see. It's just a tad of that water. I'm going to let it really soak up that water, and then I'm going to use the rest of it. So I'm going to put that over here, and then I'm going to rinse my hands, guys. So, it's about to get messy. So if you're wondering, that was my garden hose, guys. So what better way to do it when you're outside gardening? Alright, so let's put these wormies in and finish this up, guys. Alright, very nice. I think I kind of want to put a little bit of pea straw mulch, to be honest, but we'll get the worms in there first to see how they settle in. Alright, you ready, guys? Let's dump them in. Alright, be free, my pretties. So much worm casting. Now I'm going to try and put these on one side, just because I'm not completely sure of how much organic materials in here and how these worms are going to integrate. So I want to give them the option of having the other side to basically migrate into it as they wish. Let me just double check. You don't want to throw away any eggs. Please also double check your packaging. Whatever packaging the worms come in, especially if it's any cloth material, make sure you double check it so you're not throwing away any smaller worms that might have been caught in that material, especially if it's a cloth fiber, or any eggs, of course, because as you guys can see how small they actually really were. So double check everything. It's kind of good that you've got plastic in a way because you can see through it. So double check there are no worms or worm eggs that you are throwing away, because that would be a shame, wouldn't it? Alright, we're good. Let's chuck that over there, we don't need that. And let me just spread this material. Like I said, we're going to put the lid straight on top of this so we don't have to worry. And that's lovely. Now I can see all my lovely wormies. Let's see if I can show you guys. That is beautiful. Let me see. Yeah, doesn't smell like anything, guys, honestly. This is just so great. When people are skeptical about doing this because they wonder if it smells or anything like that, it really doesn't. It's actually such beautiful, organic, rich compost material, and it's so good for your garden, you guys. There's so many eggs in here. It's lovely. It's fantastic. So we've already got that breeding population going, as you guys can see. Hope you're not squirmish, guys. There are some wormies for you. You see them? These guys are going to do all the work for me. That's awesome. What better way to use something so natural as the creatures that you naturally find doing a job for you. These are specifically made to tunnel through that organic matter. They are specific compost worms and they will thrive in that environment. So why not do it, guys? It's great for your garden. You can recycle all that material that you're just going to throw away anyway, and your plants and vegetables and fruits will really thank you for it. And in turn, you're just going to get better, more organic produce. So this is just great, and I really encourage anybody to do it. Even if you have a small place, you can still do this. Like I said, as you can see, I've got that portable worm farm, and it's really not that hard to maintain. I'm going to make more videos for you guys, showing you just how easy it is to maintain a worm farm, and how well it can really produce that organic compost material for you. Not only do you get to use the worm castings as composting material, which you can spread around your plants, especially fruits and vegetables, but you also will get the worm tea. Now, I'm finishing up with this, so we're going to put the lid on real quick. I'm going to give it a rinse off when I'm done with this, and I've got the tap going under there. So I'm just going to put that lid on. They don't like the sun. Make sure again it's in a shaded area because they don't like the sun. If you want to encourage the worms to go down and burrow, if you are changing it out at some point, just put them in the sun for about 2 minutes and they will burrow down. They hate the sunlight. So, as you can see, by the way, guys, let me just show you. Do you see those vents all around? Beautiful amount of ventilation. You can see kind of worms there. Not sponsored, but that's the brand that I purchased, and that's it. It's that simple. You put that on, and there you go. Bob's your uncle. So that's it, guys. That's Worm Farming 101, introductory video upload to worm farming. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did like this video, I'm old school. I'm going to call it a video. I know it's an upload, but it's going to happen, so just get used to it, guys. But if you did like this, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe for more content. I am definitely going to show you guys, like I said, a feeding video for them. We're going to continue on with worm farming and other gardening stuff, such as planting my veggie garden. And I'll also show you guys some of my animal stuff as well. I've got a bearded dragon and a ferret, so not your usual pets. So I'm looking forward to showing you guys some of those uploads, so stay tuned for that. Again, I'm Catherine Jane. Thank you again so much for watching. I'll catch you later, guys. Bye.